The human race is the dominant species on the planet Earth, known for our intelligence, creativity, and technological advancements. But have you ever wondered how we got here? What were the circumstances that led to the rise of Homo sapiens? In today's video, we'll be taking a deep dive into the history books and exploring the fascinating origins of humanity. Before we had kings, castles, and kingdoms, we were hunter-gatherers living in small nomadic tribes. Our days were spent searching for food, and our nights were filled with the flickering light of a campfire. Life was tough, but we were resourceful. We used sharp stones as tools and weapons and learned to hunt animals in packs. We also developed language and other forms of communication, which helped us to coordinate our efforts and survive in a hostile environment. As time passed, our settlements grew larger and more complex. People began to specialize in different tasks and new social structures emerged. Some members of our society became leaders, while others took on roles such as healers or artisans. This specialization allowed us to become more efficient and productive, which in turn led to the development of agriculture. One of the most significant milestones in human history was the invention of agriculture, also known as the Neolithic Revolution. This occurred around 12,000 years ago when people began to domesticate plants and animals. This led to a sedentary lifestyle, meaning that people no longer had to move around constantly in search of food. Instead, they could stay in one place and grow their own crops. Agriculture also led to an increase in population density and the formation of villages and eventually cities. Another important development was the invention of the wheel. This innovation made it easier to transport goods and people, which helped to connect different regions and facilitate trade. The wheel was also used to create new technologies such as the plow, which further improved agricultural productivity. As cities grew, so did the need for organized systems of government. The first governments emerged to manage the affairs of large populations and maintain order and stability. These early governments were often theocratic, meaning that religious leaders held political power. However, over time, more secular forms of government developed. With the growth of cities and the development of writing, there was a growing need for record keeping. The first written records date back to ancient Mesopotamia around 3200 BC. Writing initially served administrative and economic functions, but it later evolved to include literature, science, and other forms of expression. Science and mathematics also made significant strides during this period. Ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians and Babylonians, developed sophisticated systems of astronomy and mathematics, which they used for practical purposes such as predicting floods or eclipses. But what about art and culture? As humans settled down and began to form communities, they also developed new forms of artistic expression. Cave paintings from prehistoric times show a sophisticated understanding of color and perspective. Later, ancient cultures produced works of art in various media, including sculpture, pottery, and metalwork. These art forms reflected the values, beliefs, and traditions of each culture. One of the earliest known examples of human culture is the Venus of Willendorf, a small statuette believed to have been carved around 25,000 years ago. The statuette is notable for its exaggerated female features, which may indicate a reverence for fertility and motherhood in prehistoric societies. Another famous example is Stonehenge, a prehistoric monument located in England. It is believed to have been constructed around 3000 BC and served as a burial ground and a place for rituals and ceremonies. But what about religion? How did the earliest humans view the world around them? Early humans likely had a deep connection to nature and the forces of the cosmos. They may have believed that natural phenomena such as earthquakes or lightning were caused by supernatural beings or spirits. As humans developed more complex societies, their religious beliefs became more sophisticated. Many early religions were polytheistic, meaning that they believed in multiple gods. For example, The ancient Greeks believed in a pantheon of gods that controlled various aspects of nature and human life. But how did these early humans develop their religious beliefs? Anthropologists believe that early humans likely engaged in animistic practices, meaning that they attributed souls or spirits to animals, plants, and natural objects. This animistic worldview may have been the foundation for later religious beliefs. As humans continued to explore the world around them, they encountered new plants and animals. Some of these encounters were dangerous, such as when humans first encountered saber-toothed tigers or woolly mammoths. But humans were able to adapt and learn to survive in these harsh environments. They developed new technologies and hunting techniques to help them survive and thrive. Humans are known for their ability to adapt to different environments. Early humans were able to migrate and settle in different parts of the world, from the icy tundras of the north to the lush rainforests of the south. They learned to adapt to different climates and cultures, and they developed new technologies and skills along the way. For example, early humans in colder climates developed the ability to create warm clothing and shelter to protect themselves from the elements. Meanwhile, humans in warmer climates developed irrigation systems and new agricultural techniques to grow crops in arid environments. Humans also learned to adapt to different social and cultural environments. As they migrated and settled in new areas, they encountered different ways of life and beliefs. They learned to adapt to these new cultures and integrate into different societies. One of the most significant examples of human adaptation can be seen in the development of language. As humans migrated and settled in different parts of the world, they developed different languages. However, humans also learned to communicate and understand each other despite these differences. This ability to adapt to different cultures and beliefs is one of the key reasons for the success of the human species. It allowed us to thrive in a variety of environments and to interact with other cultures and learn from them. What do you think? What's the most amazing fact about the early humans that you've learned today? Tell us about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on our exciting content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.